right, welcome back to Skyway Bound presents Fly Tampa Fly. Thanks for joining us today. This podcast exists to inspire and grow the aviation small business community in the Greater Tampa Bay area. We're looking forward to connecting with like-minded people who are looking to grow profitable aviation-centric ventures while staying on task with whatever their greatest purpose might be. In the near future, we're looking to highlight small aviation business owners and actually go back to the interview format. So if you know anybody that fits that bill and is looking to practice their interviewing skills, please connect us. We would love to share their story with our fast-growing community. And it is growing. Thank you. Without further ado, let's go into our slide deck. As always, please like and subscribe, hit the bell, share us on YouTube, Facebook, whatever. Just stay up to date with us as we produce content. You'll be in the know. All right, let's start with some basic legislative news. Recently, some text of a massive federal transportation bill came about, branded as the Build America 250 Act. It was recently released by the US House of Representatives. The bill was formerly known as the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, which allocates $674 billion in core reauthorization dollars, of which $240 billion is for services and infrastructure across the trucking, rail, aviation, and ports. So aviation doesn't get the whole $240 billion or the $674 billion, but they get some cut of it. If the bill passes, aviation will see about $24 billion of that funding, and this will be directed at airports for repairs, maintenance, noise reduction, emissions reduction projects, and modernization, and so on and so forth. This is different than the fiscal 2026 Department of Transportation budget request of an estimated $44.7 million per year, specifically for aviation safety and cybersecurity at the Federal Aviation Administration. And debate for the bill has already commenced, so stay tuned to our channel for future developments. And remember, as they are divvying up this money, if you're looking to get into the government contracting world, you want to pay attention to this, because this is what's going to drive the potential for contracts that you might be bidding for anywhere at any of our federal airports that receive federal funding. So it's good to stay on top of that kind of news if you're looking to get into the world of small government business. Some more FAA news. The FAA recently established its plan to hire more aviation safety inspectors and aviation safety engineers in this fiscal year of 2026 as part of its latest 10-year aviation safety oversight and certification workforce plan. The plan also points to additional areas where the FAA needs to increase staffing over the next decade, including drones, advanced air mobility, light air sport rule changes, artificial intelligence, software assurance, and data analytics. This plan was submitted under the Consolidated Appropriations Act of 2026 Sections 430 and 431 in the FAA Reauthorization Act of 2024. So this is just another example of why you want to stay up to date, because they have so many different acts and so many different bills that they're divvying this money up through. It just pays to stay on track and stay informed, so you can better plan and try to make those bids if you're looking to get into the government space with regards to anything aviation. All right, some more FAA news. Recently, FAA leadership shared the FAA's busy modernization agenda, which includes an effort to use artificial intelligence and machine learning to better manage airspace flow and reduce scheduling problems at busy airports. The modernization outlines 3 prongs: air traffic control equipment modernization, staffing issues, and airspace redesign. Now, the FAA is reiterating that machine learning and AI-enabled technology will augment, not replace, people. For example, FAA's existing computing power and predictive power gives air traffic controllers about 18 minutes of visibility into the future, if you will. This is where aircraft are based on a radar blip. What they want to do is they want to use the AI to kind of solve the math problem, if you will, to increase that window of visibility. So let's say 18 minutes now becomes 30 minutes of visibility of how they can see the aircraft, and then they can start doing their whole spacing magic. This increased visibility will include where aircraft are based on speed, time and direction, and altitude and winds aloft, and of course other relevant information. This will allow them to make better decisions with a greater window. Other examples include enhancing the FAA's current digital twin of the national airspace, and this is their digital map that shows current air routes on any given day. This digital twin creates a historic model that can be used to create greater air routing efficiency. An additional example includes replacing the miles of copper wire, and this is a physical example, copper wire with high-speed fiber or 5G connectivity. And this includes replacing analog switches that are so old that they're no longer manufactured. And of course, radars, these are on radars dating back to the 1970s and 1980s. And then finally, the modernization includes an imperative of hiring more controllers. The FAA is on track to hire 2,200 new controllers this year and increase that to hire 2,300 controllers in 2027. So there's a little bit more news about the FAA. And once again, if you're looking to start some sort of small business, you want to keep track of those because those are potential government contracts that you could potentially bid for. All right, let's move on to Aviation Workforce Development Grants. The US Department of Transportation has announced about $26 million to the FAA investment in aviation workforce development grants. And this is to develop the next generation of aviation professionals, funding training programs for pilots, maintenance technicians, and drone operators through grants available for 2 flight schools, aviation organizations, air carriers, and eligible entities. The FAA's aviation workforce development grants are split into 2 categories. Aircraft pilot workforce development grants, funding efforts to educate and recruit students to become aircraft pilots or drone operators. And number 2, aviation maintenance technical workers workforce development grants, supporting initiatives focused on educating and recruiting future aviation mechanics and maintenance technicians. Eligible applicants include schools, aviation organizations, aviation-related nonprofit organizations, air carrier, labor groups, and state, local, territorial, and tribal governments. Applications must be submitted by this month, 22nd of June, of 2026, and of course we're going to provide links to both grant categories below in the description below. So once again, there's some opportunity if you're a student looking for some sort of grant. This might be an opportunity if you're trying to create a school or you already have a school. I'm sure if you're a formal school at a FBO, even if you're Part 61, there might be some opportunities for you to provide grants to some of your students. There is just a whole lot of groups in there that can apply for these grants to help further aviation education, if you will. And it's not just aviation education for pilots, it's also for maintenance type folks as well. So a lot of good news, and there's some money coming down the pipeway to help grow the aviation community, especially here in the Greater Tampa Bay area, of which we are big fans of. Let's move on to some advanced air mobility demonstrations. So recently, a company called Beta Technologies, along with Signature Aviation, they're the fixed-base operator, and then Republic Airways Holdings, they completed 3 days of electrical flight demonstrations at Kissimmee Gateway Airport in Central Florida using Beta's ALIA CX300 airplane. Beta's already installed charging infrastructure at 6 airports across Florida, to include Kissimmee, Duke Field at Eglin Air Force Base, Bob Sykes in Crestview, Gainesville Regional Airport, Tallahassee International Airport, and Jacksonville Executive, which is also known as Craig Airport. So it looks like most of their airports that they've established technologies more up in the Panhandle area. Of course, Kissimmee is down towards the central. So they're slowly building up their infrastructure around Florida. These airports are equipped with a Beta Charge Cube and thermal management system. This enables rapid charging despite the hot, humid weather that we experience in the Florida region, the state of Florida. Beta charging capabilities of Florida are part of a broader partnership that includes additional locations under evaluation and plans for future implementation. So the world of electric vertical takeoff and landing it's already happening. It's coming. If you want to get into that world, now is the time to do it. Whether you're working a W-2 job or you're an individual independent contractor, there are opportunities and growing opportunities in the world of electric vertical takeoff and landing, the industry, the sub-industry. All right, some local news in Florida. Florida Business Development. Collins Aerospace, they're a subsidiary of Arlington, Virginia-based RTX. They They've had a presence in Florida for more than 4 years. And then recently, Collins announced that they're going to expand their Largo facility. The company plans to invest about $26+ million. Their Largo site is for radar production. The facility provides testing abilities for both commercial and military customers. Their plans are to create 100 new high-skilled jobs, including factory operations and engineering positions. And currently, the organization employs over 7,000 people in 8 locations in Florida alone. The Largo site's new radar production area is expected to become fully operational later this year. So if you're looking to get into and work for a large company, and that's a great opportunity, especially a large company coming here to the Greater Tampa Bay area. Look for Collins Aerospace and see how you might apply for some of those positions. I'm sure you can go to their website. We'll put their company link in the description below as well, so to better help you. All right, a little bit of stock news. Overall, we don't have a lot going on. We talked about earnings the last month, and this month, a couple of highlights. Aero Group Holding. Shares of Aero and other U.S. drone manufacturers moved higher after a recent Wall Street Journal report said that the U.S. government is considering funding agreements with domestic drone companies to strengthen U.S. production capability. So drones are, well, there's a variety of reasons of why drones are becoming more important, but there's an opportunity. There's another company, if you're looking to work at a company or if you're looking to start your company, the world of drones, it's going to grow. It's not slowing down anytime soon. Eve Holding, Eve Air Mobility, recently closed out a key phase of its electric vertical takeoff and landing flight test campaign. They accumulated 2 hours and 27 minutes and 33 seconds of flight time across 59 uncrewed flights at the Embraer test facility in Brazil. Their plan is to execute transition flight blocks potentially in July and August, and when the prototype will attempt their first transitions between hover and wing-borne cruise flight during that time frame. So a lot of progress being made by Eve Mobility, and of course they're publicly traded. So if you're looking for somebody to read about, there you go. And then finally, Volatus Aircraft, Takeoff is their letters up there. Looks like in May 2026. They announced the signing of a memorandum of understanding with UCAN Brave Tech Center, a Canadian-Ukraine defense innovation organization, to advance collaborative innovation, commercialization, industrial partnership development between Canada and the Ukraine. Basically, they're looking to produce drones, probably some sort of drones for Ukraine. Of course, those of you staying up with the news know that Ukraine is in a war or conflict, whatever they're officially labeling it, and drones are very important to them. As well as the world is watching, the world of the Department of Defenses around the world are watching and taking lessons learned. So drones are going to be something that are going to be more prominent in the world of Department of Defense. So if you're looking for some sort of Department of Defense government contract, just keep that in mind. And remember, drones are an opportunity for you to start some sort of small company. All right, our Florida business highlight for today is Wright Rudder Aviation. They provide flight training. There are typical fixed-based operation services such as 24-hour fuel ramp and tie-down services, hangar storage and maintenance services, and they also provide aircraft sales and leasing services. What I like about their website is that they list their ramp fees and their current fuel prices. The other thing I really like about these guys, it's not on their website, but the Wright Rudder team has a very strong marketing team. Their team, they actually have a marketing department that visits other flight schools around the country, and they provide assistance in helping these schools increase their marketing resources. So from time to time, I listen to their podcast for marketing tips and tricks. And once again, we'll leave their website, actually their YouTube channel. We'll put their website and their YouTube channel in the comments below so you can learn more about them. The YouTube channel is the one I think that might lead you to their podcast, or you might have to get on their newsletter. I typically click into their podcast through the newsletter. So anyway, good opportunity to gain some knowledge that might help you and your business become better marketers through the Wright Rudder Aviation marketing team. But they do other things. They're primarily a fixed-based operator and flight school. And then moving on, typical aviation industry events. The only one coming up in Florida, you got Aerotech that's already happening tomorrow, this week in West Palm Beach. And then, of course, a big industry event is Oshkosh is coming up in July. So you want to put those on the calendar. And also we have a bunch of other aviation industry events that we've collected. I guess you'd call it a directory. We made a directory, but we'll put the link to our directory of aviation industry events. These are events, industry events internationally, not just in the US. So domestic and international events. We did that just for your convenience. It's a great way if you're looking to get into the world of aviation, and a great way to go and start networking and learning how you can fit in within the industry. As always, we talked about grants and scholarships. AOPA has their scholarships. Their scholarships are open. I think they just closed a round. Yes. Nope. You still got till application period until the end of June. So you got till June 30th to get in your spring application, of which they'll make a decision by October 15th. And these are open to AOPA members. If you're in the world of aviation, I encourage you to join AOPA. It's very inexpensive, and they serve as your advocate to Washington, D.C. with things that matter to people in the world of aviation. Another great place to look for scholarships. This guy is awesome, Jamel Larkins. He started a platform to kind of bring all these resources together. And it's just another resource for you. We'll put a link to his website in the comments as well. We always like to highlight him. He's done a lot of amazing stuff. Definitely go on his website and read his story. And just a great person, and we just want to help him out. And then general scholarships. There's always general scholarships out there. We'll put some of that. We actually list some of the scholarships in our description after each episode just to help you out. And a lot of these you could probably Google, but in case, you can just go to our description. You have this list for your convenience. I think that is going to bring us to the end. I'm trying to work on getting better at staying on time. So now we just want to go into thanking our sponsors. We always want to mention our sponsor, Jetline. They provide flight simulation technologies. Their purpose-built computer systems run flight simulation systems in any environment, from desktop PC servers running large-scale simulators. Each system is hand-built, stability tested, benchmarked, and optimized to maximize performance and stability with the flight simulation software of your choice. And they've been nice enough to allow us to use their conference room over the years to do our little episodes here. And then, of course, you see behind me, I have my flight simulator going. Right now, we're flying from Los Angeles to San Diego. It looks like the sky's cleared up. Anyway, thank you, Jetline. Thank you for allowing us to use this conference room, and we look forward to doing great things with you in the future. As always, I'd like to say thank you to my great friends at Mind My PC, a cybersecurity IT sourcing solution for small to medium-sized businesses. They provide 24-hour, 7-day-a-week availability, and that gives you, the business owner, peace of mind so you can focus on what you do best. If you don't want to be an IT person or a cybersecurity person and you're doing something else, you want to focus on that so you can make the optimal amount of money within what you're trying to accomplish. Give Mind My PC a call. We'll put their website in the description below. Of course, you got the episode here to give them a call at their 1-800 number, and they will help you as best they can. And they do a good job. They take care of the majority of my devices. And then finally, thank you to Skyway Bound Aviation Service. If you know of anyone looking to get into the world of aviation, whether it be a pilot or otherwise, please connect us. We would love to see how we can help them. And I think that's going to be it for today. Ooh, right on time. We got 30 seconds to spare, so we're going to make sure we close it out in time today. Thank you for joining us today. And as always, remember, do not quit, do not quit, do not quit. The sky is just the beginning. We believe in you. So get out there and make something happen.